Hey guys, Shannon and Michael here with Healthcare Genius, and today we want to talk to employers about the misunderstandings around high deductible health plans, why they could be important for you, and why you probably aren't thinking of them in the right way. The first piece that we want to talk about is an HSA or a health savings account and why that is so important. So Michael, do you want to give us some color on that?
Yeah, Shannon, the health savings account is probably the best retirement vehicle that there is. Better than a 401k plan, a 403b, a defined benefit plan. And the reason for that is that the money that you contribute or your employer contributes is not taxable to you. It's deductible to their employer. It grows tax deferred, and a lot of people don't realize that most of the administrators who do HSA plans allow you to invest that money after you have a certain amount of balance. So it can work very much like a 401k plan that people are used to, where you invest in mutual funds and you can have that account grow. And then the best part of it is if you use it for healthcare expenses, it comes out tax-free. So literally, it is the best retirement plan specifically for healthcare costs that you can have.
Yep. So if you are not currently giving your employees an option to have an HSA, you really should consider doing that. And the reason that we're talking about it in a high deductible health plan video is because in order to contribute to an HSA, whether you're doing it or your employees are doing it for themselves, is you have to have a high deductible health plan. Now, a lot of employers think that that is the cheap option or doesn't have the best coverage. And we want to give you a little bit of information on why high deductible health plans are not something to be afraid of. So Michael, what is, aside from the obvious, what it's called, what is a high deductible health plan and what does it kind of consist of?
Yeah, so the government, when they came out with HSAs, basically they said you had to have a plan that didn't have first dollar coverage. So that meant that most of us have gotten used to over the years of having copays. Mm-hmm. A $30 copay or a $500 deductible when you go into the hospital as a copay. So we're kind of used to that. With these plans, you have to pay a deductible first. Most of the plans are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, something like that. So you're going to pay the first coverage of that deductible until you hit that. And then from there, you may either be 100% or may have some co-insurance. But you're paying everything up front. So when you go to the doctor, you're not paying a copay, you're paying whatever that doctor charges. Wellness visits that you would take with a high deductible health plan are traditionally covered at no cost.
Yep, that's right. The health plans are not for everybody. For those who can't afford those out-of-pocket costs up front, it may be tough to do. But what we want to remind you is that if you're contributing to an HSA, you can use those dollars for anything, whether it's your deductible or hopefully if you're letting them build and treat it like a true savings account, which is what it's intended to be. That may be one option. Or the other option for those who are afraid of the what if and are scared of a big high deductible, what we like to talk to people about is some of the ancillary products like critical illness plans or accident plans, because they're really affordable. And for some, if they're already saving money on their premiums for a high deductible health plan, it may make a lot of sense to add these policies on. And that's where the true savings and best coverage comes in.
Yeah, Shannon, it's amazing how many employers are not really aware of these products. Aflac is probably the most famous, and certainly people see the commercials on TV for Aflac all the time. There's a lot of different companies that offer these products. If you're an employer and you have one of these high deductible health plans, you really need to be offering these other options. We just had a situation where one of our clients, an employee, was up skiing and he broke his femur and his tibia. So he had an accident plan. That's going to pay him out a good portion of what his deductible. He actually was in the high deductible plan. So he's going to get reimbursed for whatever those costs were for most of his ER visit and later follow-up visits.
And the great part about these plans is that if you have a high deductible plan and you have an accident policy that will help you with that deductible, he doesn't have to touch his HSA. So he's been contributing to his HSA. He's been maxing it out, which he's fortunately able to do, and he can let that sit in that account and let it grow so that when he's retired and he's not able to contribute to that account anymore, he can use that money tax-free, because while he was working, he could just let it continue to build rather than spending it on expenses like deductibles.
Yeah, Shannon, we have some clients. We've been doing enrollment meetings the last couple of weeks, and I've got some clients at your age that have $10,000, $11,000 in their HSA because they've been contributing every year into these plans the maximum amount that they can. It's there for them to use, but they're looking at it as we've kind of tried to educate them about, make it a retirement plan.
We actually had another client, an employer that we work with, just a small employer, 6 employees, and the owner of that company said, I want the absolute richest plan that I can possibly have for my employees. And what he ultimately decided on was high deductible plans for all of them. And he also decided that he, or the company, was going to contribute to each of his employees' HSAs. And that was the way to maximize his contribution to his employees, rather than having these what we think of as rich platinum plans that aren't always used. So rather than all that money going to the insurance companies, it was actually going into his employees' pockets. And that was the best way for that company to maximize their dollars.
And that truly, Shannon, is the area where we see so many employers have really rich health plans, but a lot of their employees, especially if they're young and healthy, they don't use it. So it's not necessarily viewed as much of a benefit as a plan that where they would have some dollars there that when, and they can take these plans with them. These dollars are all the employee's dollars. Even if the employer makes that contribution, it's 100% the employee's money to take with them if they go. So if you're thinking about, or you're looking at health plans, definitely take a look at health savings accounts and high deductible health plans. It can make a huge difference for your employees in the future.
And if you already have one of those plans, or if you're considering it, make sure that you give your employees the option to get an accident policy, critical illness policy, some of the add-ons that again are really affordable but fill in the holes for the what ifs. If you'd like to become our client and want to learn more about how you can help your employees, we have a link in the description below where you can apply. And make sure you watch our other videos on healthcare and retirement and what you can be doing to help your employees. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you click the bell to be notified when we come out with new videos. Thanks.